everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video here I am going to be doing a stretching video for you guys. Now I know I'm not a professional or anything like that, but I have stretched my ears up to 4 gauge before, so I think I know what I'm doing. Now in this video I am going to be stretching my ears to a 2 gauge because that is the next size up from 4. I just now stretched Babe's ears from an 8 to a 6. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right on into this video. Now another thing that I was going to say is I'm sorry I haven't uploaded to my channel in a few days. That is because since I started Mr. Getty's I haven't had a day off except for today. Today was my first day off, and then I'll probably have this weekend, one of the days this weekend off. I don't actually know what day yet or anything like that. And if you guys can hear like banging or beating, that's the washer and the dryer. So yeah. Now I did get a stretching kit off eBay for $5.99. This is what the packaging looks like. I'm just covering up my address right here, as you guys can see. And in the package, this is what it comes with. And as you guys can see, that's everything. In here is these 3 little things. Excuse me, the first thing is this little coupon for 50% off my next purchase at this seller on eBay. So this is what the little card says. You can also follow them on Instagram at OyaFace. So there is the little coupon. And you also get the tapers. And I got the tapers with 14 gauge all the way to 00, which is this one right here. And 14 is the itty bitty one right there, as you guys can see where it says 14. So I will show you guys each little size. And then it also comes with the little plugs right here, as you guys can see as well. This is the 00 plugs. This here is the size I'm going to stop at, is 00 gauge. So let's go ahead and open these little packages. And in here you will see that Babe's little horseshoe rings already in here. Because like I said in the previous clip, I did already stretch Babe's ears to a 6 gauge. So as you guys can see, that is what come in the little packages. So in the taper packages thingy here, we got all the way from 14 to 00. Shit. Here is 14 gauge, as you guys can see. Here is 10 gauge. 10 gauge really ain't that big, as you guys can see right there. Then we have 12 gauge, still not that big. Then we have 8 gauge. Shit. And like I said, I just now stretched Babe's ears from a 8 gauge to a 6. So here is the 8, as you guys can see right there. It's still not that big, but it's still getting there. And now we got the 6 gauge is what I just now stretched Babe's ears to. And as you guys can see, it's a little bit bigger, but not much, as you guys can see. So there's the 6 gauge. Then we have the gauges that I have in right now, which is a 4 gauge. And you guys can see how big a 4 gauge really is. Now I got these rubber ones here from Desi. I forgot when, but I've had these in for a while now, and I wanted to stretch up a size. So there's the 4 gauge, as you guys can see how big the 4 gauge is compared to my ear. because my ears are 4 gauge. Then we have 2 gauge, which is the size that I'm going up to tonight. And as you guys can see, it is a tad bit bigger right here. As you guys can see, that's the size I'm going up to tonight. And then we have 0 gauge, which is the next size from 2. As you guys can see how big those are. And these are just the tapers. You really ain't supposed to leave these in, as long as I did when I gauged mine to 4 gauge. I left these in for over 6 or 7 months because I didn't have any of these to put in my ears. But my ears are healed fine. They work perfect with my ears, so there's nothing really too bad right there. Then the last size we have is the 00 gauge, which is the size I'm going up after the 0, and you guys can see how big those are. So there is the tapers. I'm not going to go through the plug sizes, but you guys can pretty much get the gist of how big the plugs are compared to the tapers, as you guys can see right there. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I am actually going to do is put my hair up in a ponytail or a bun so I can actually see better. Okay, so I've already got my hair up. My hands are already clean and washed because I just did that before I put my hair up. So let's go ahead and get on with this stretching. Now to actually stretch my ears, I don't have any like stretching lube or any kind of lube like that, so I'm just going to use petroleum jelly, which is Vaseline, same thing. And as you guys can see, it does say pure petroleum jelly on the lid. So let's go ahead and take this one here out. So as you guys can see, there is how big my 4 gauge ear hole is right now. As you guys can see, I don't actually know if my ears will stretch all the way up to a 00 without having a blowout. If you guys wonder what a blowout is, it's where your ear completely splits right here if you don't use any lube or anything like that. So
Okay, well, jelly, Matthew.
So these are the little tunnel plugs, things that I had in my ears. You guys can see how big these are. These are the rubber ones, as you guys can see right there. And actually the sizing of that. So I'm just going to open the petroleum jelly. Open the tapers. I'm nervous for this, but I'm not at the same time, if that makes any sense. So here is what the taper looks like. As you guys can see how big it is compared to my that I had in my ear. So it's not really that much bigger, but it is. So let's go ahead and lube this bad boy up. I'm just going to take the rubber pieces off. Now these are already sterilized and everything, so I'm just going to take a little bit of petroleum jelly on the taper like this. And then what is left, I am just going to put on my ear, and let's do this. So already, as you guys can see, it is almost all the way through. There we go. Did not even burn, did not even sting, didn't even do nothing. So I'm just gonna leave it sit like that for a few minutes. So there is it through my ears. You guys can see my eye is going blurry. So here is the 2-gauge plugs. This is what they look like. And as you guys can see, it does say 2-gauge right there. And what I really like about these is that they have the little indentation right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right there it has the little indentation where the little O-ring is supposed to stay, and that's how it's supposed to look in your ear. So let's go ahead and shove this here through. So I'm just going to pull this the rest of the day out and just there we go. That one's through. Now trying to get the little O-ring on the back of it, as you guys can see, which is going to be the tricky part because my ear is still lubed up. So I'm going to do this here off camera. So there you go. That ear is stretched to a 2-gauge, just like I wanted it. And there is the bottom part of my ear. So there is that ear, and that feels so weird, but feels a whole lot better. Now taking this one out, and there is the hole on this one. And going to do the same thing with this taper. So the one I just now used, I just now put like this, and that one is going to go back in. That one's going to go back in there like that. So here is this one now, you guys can see, and there's the hole. So let's lube this one here up. Just going to do the same thing. And here we go. So same thing. I did not even feel it at all. Okay, now it is time to put this little guy in my ear. So here we go.
So come away.
That one's in. Now the O-ring is on, as you guys can see. So now my ears are gauged to a 2-gauge. Okay, so like I said, my ears are now gauged to a 2-gauge, as you guys can see. Did not even hurt. I didn't even feel it at all. No stinging, no nothing. I can literally, you know, take them out, move them around, play with them, stuff like that. But yeah, that is how my ears are looking now. They're not even that red or anything. So this here is the 2-gauge, and I'm just going to put these little guys in this 2-gauge plug baggie, just like so. So I will not lose them, and there we go. So yeah, I really enjoyed using this stretching kit for the first time. So I hope you guys really enjoyed, this video. Give it a big thumbs up. Go down and hit that little red subscribe button if you ain't already, to become a member of this wonderful family. Do not forget to turn on the little bell to be notified when I upload, and I will see you guys in my next video whenever I can get one uploaded for you guys. But yeah,